to see you.
Man.
Good, man. Guess what?
I hadn't seen you for a few days. Maybe they killed you and buried you.
Oh man, I was out here last week, Monday to Thursday, and then took off Friday because I had a concert I went to, and then I wanted to get other stuff done after work. It was a half day, so then I took care of that stuff. And then pre-game went to my concert later on. Saturday I was out here actually. There was someone else actually that came to do their own protest too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then Sunday I took the day off to rest my ankle. I kind of hurt my ankle last week, so so I was like, I'll get off it for a day, and then been out here all day today. They actually called the police on me today.
No kidding.
Yeah, like 40 minutes ago. They were, so this is the funny thing. So I was walking you know me, you see me. I walk back and forth. So I was walking that way. There was actually not even like regular people or Scientologists down there. So I walked down the sidewalk. I made it actually like past Toyota and past that other one, all the way down there. And then I turned around, and then there was two of their cult members that walked by. They were behind me. So I stepped out of the way in the grass and showed my sign, let them walk through. They didn't look at me or talk to me. So then I continued to walk back, and there was another cult member in his car already. And these fools right here called the police because they said I was following their members, even though I was already ahead of them. And then coming back is when I ran into them.
Crazy.
Yeah, so then they called the police. They tried to say that I'm following members, and the cop was cool. He said, you're within your First Amendment right. I explained that to them.
Even if you're following them, there's no law broken. You're walking down the street.
Exactly. That's what I told. I even told him because
if you were in the hallway.
And I don't go into that building. And I was like, hey, I could pull up my live video and put it on here on this phone. I was like, you can see I was already down there, and then these cult members ended up coming, like walking by me. That's them. How is that me following them when they were way behind me? And then the other guy was already in his car. How am I following someone who's in their car? So that was a whole fiasco. It was like a 30-minute ordeal, and the cop was cool. The officer was really cool. He understood what was going on. I said, they're just trying to get rid of me. They're tired. He's like, I know. He's like, they're getting bothered. I get it. They don't want you out here to protest. I said, no, they don't. And I was like, and the other thing is 99% of the people that walk by and see the sign and interact, because I don't interact with anyone unless they stop me and ask, because I don't want to be a burden out here. I don't want to be a nuisance. So unless someone stops me, I'm not going to talk to them. Not because I'm rude. It's just I don't want. I get it. People are walking by. They want to be alone. If they see it, if they see it and read it and then look at me, I'll say, hey, how are you doing? And usually they'll say good, and I'll say have a good night or rest of your day, depending what time of day it is. And they'll keep moving or they'll stop. But these fools called the police today. Crazy, man.
Ain't nothing better to do. I want to tell you something before I forget. You were talking about you went to a concert. I only went to, I guess when Prince first came out. Was that called a concert when he gets... I went home from... I've only been to one concert. It was and years ago, because I couldn't afford it. I was working for this company, and I had this radio on low, very low. And when Prince first came out, and I entered my house and I could hear on the radio, if you're the 17th caller, you won. So,
I can never win those contests.
So I just
said, never win those.
I said, fuck it, I called. You're the 17th caller.
Oh, good for you.
Oh, my God. I'm like, what did I win? You won a chance to see Prince. I'm going to London? I thought they were talking about Prince Charles.
Oh, that's awesome.
All my friends heard it on the radio. I got read for weeks.
That's awesome, though. I can never win those because every time I try to call, and I stopped now. It's been like 5 years. I stopped calling because every time I call it, the phone just rings busy because everyone's trying to call. So I never could get through, and I'm like, this is just a waste of time of me wasting a few minutes to call. I'm like, I'm never gonna get through.
You know, that was the only time I ever called.
Really? That's awesome, though. Where was it at? Where did you see it?
I was at Beacon Hill. I saw it at the Orpheum.
Oh, that's
awesome.
And
I had all these kids and their, teenagers and their mothers. I was in the front row.
That's awesome.
Like the noise,
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's actually doing all that sexual stuff.
That's good, though. That must have been a good show, though. That's awesome, man.
I said I got tickets for two, but I think it's just some local.
But that's still awesome, though. That's awesome. How are you doing?
It was kind of funny. Who's this?
So Lisa McPherson, she was a Scientologist in the 90s in Clearwater, Florida. She ended up So Scientology doesn't believe in therapists and psych.
Yeah.
They think that their book Dianetics will cure any mental health and illness that anyone has.
Sure it will. Sure.
That's what they say. So they don't believe it.
Yeah.
Therapists are like the devil to them, honestly. They actually have a few museums against psychiatric. Yeah,
really?
they do. Yeah, they do. It's crazy.
But
I've never been to one,
I see a
but they do.
psychiatrist. Yeah, once in a while.
But anyway, so Lisa McPherson was a Scientologist, and in the 90s, she had mental illness and she had a mental breakdown. They locked her in the Fort Harrison Hotel for 17 days, and she didn't eat or drink water at all for those 17 days. Instead of Scientology saying, hey, we need to call 911, she's not eating or drinking, they just kept her there. She ended up getting so bad that they had to take her to the hospital. So she lost 30 pounds in 17 days.
Oh, wow.
When she got to the hospital, again, they don't believe in mental health medicine or anything. So what they did is they convinced her that they can cure her, that she needs to still sign the form that says she's going to leave the hospital against medical advice. Which means, like, you know, the form says if you die or something happens to you, it's your problem, right? Yeah. It's like when the ambulance comes for a car accident. If they say you should go and you're like, no, they make you sign the form on the iPad.
Exactly.
So back then it was paper. She signed it. They took her back to the hotel and she died a few days later.
Oh my God! Yeah, I can't.
And all they did was
did
just
they
leave
get
her.
off?
No, they got indicted for 2 felony charges. The first time Scientology back in that time ever got charged with any kind of
Did
charges.
they prosecute it or get anybody convicted or what?
Yeah, they were. I think one was a second and one was a third degree felony. So one was abuse on a disabled adult.
Oh yeah.
Disabled elderly or adult, and the other one was misuse of malpractice. So they were
Acting
trying to
like they're
they were trying to be
physicians,
they were trying to be like they're the doctors and they're not. So
That's
but
too
yeah,
bad,
it's
yeah.
So now I'm putting that on here because anyone could Google it or people can ask like you did, and you could look it up. You could look up
if she'd gotten physician's help, she'd probably be alive today.
She probably would be alive today.
You know.
And if she would have gotten the help instead of being locked in a hotel room for 17 days, like after 3 days, if someone's not eating or drinking water, I think, you know, either you can't force her, obviously, because you're not a medical professional where you can put tubes down her throat and through her nose to make her eat and, you know, put an IV. Like, they're not doctors.
Yeah.
But they could have, like, at day 2 or 3, like, hey, day 3 is getting dangerous. Like, she hasn't eaten.
Yeah.
She lost 30 pounds in 17 days. Don't you think? How many pounds could have she lost in 3 days? Like, once you lose 5 or 10 pounds, like, I think that's a cause of concern. But again, they don't believe in doctors.
30 pounds, that's really severe.
Yeah,
I mean,
really. Oh no, she was. She died from dehydration, starvation, and again, and before that too, she got in a car accident, and that's when she ended up going to the hospital. But again, she ended up.
Her family sued them.
I believe they did. I'd have to look. I don't really know too much on that aspect. I just know more about what happened.
Is this the one that says Elron?
Yeah, this is Elron. Yeah, this is the one. Like we said last time.
Yeah, I see her advertising once in a while.
Yeah, this is this crazy guy. Yeah, and they still have all his books. All the books that they have that they sell all say L. Ron Hubbard.
One book.
He was a science fiction writer, right?
Oh,
so he wrote hundreds or thousands of books.
Yeah.
And then he decided that he wasn't making any money on those books. So he said from his own words that the only way to make money is to start your own religion.
Yeah.
So he wrote the book Dianetics, which I guess was a big hit in the 50s and 60s because it was up there on, like, I think it was either the #1 seller or the #2. And I heard that there was back in the day they had commercials with a volcano on it, and it would talk about I don't because that's way before my time, but I've heard and I've seen a few, and I'm like and then there would be bookstores like in malls, I guess, too, and like the bookstores would be like it would just have books of all Dianetics.
Yep, I remember that. Going
so they ended up writing he ended up writing more books, but for Scientology. So like there's a communication course, there's a bunch of books that they have like this whole list.
Keep them.
Yeah, exactly. Keep them. But he wrote a bunch for Scientology, because again, like he said, the only way to make money is to start your own religion. So
that's true. You can write into the government right now, and they can make you a religion.
Exactly. Anybody
tax exempt.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they're doing it. They're a tax exempt scheme and a real estate scam. So
myself, I'm one of them. I believe that religions, colleges, everybody should pay taxes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, look at the property these people own. Bus University, they own practically the whole fucking street.
Yeah, they do, and further down too. I've been seeing how they break it up. They have it here, then they have more buildings there, and on both sides.
And look up what their endowments are on these universities. Billions.
Oh, I'm
billions
sure,
of dollars.
Yeah, there's that super nice building that's different shaped all the way down there. I forgot what it is.
The boxes on top.
Yeah, it's like the box on top of a box, but it's like it's not straight up a box. It's like but you know what I'm talking about. It's all glass. It's a super nice building.
A picture of it, and I said, I'll put you in the corner at the top.
It's a nice building, but I could only imagine how much that thing goes for, how much it did cost for them to build it in.
Yeah.
And no taxes. I mean, it's
something to talk about, but I don't know if I'd want to have a building want to live in a building like that. Or,
right.
You know, it's Boston University, or even have an office at the top. It's like, tip over.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because like I said, it's all
set.
That's the word. It's like boxes, but they're all offset, so it looks funny. Yeah, I would probably be the same.
I'm thinking somebody says
you'll be over the edge.
Hurricane coming. I'm down on the ground floor.
She's gonna topple over. That's pretty much what it looks like. Because again, it's like mismatched boxes. That's what it is going all the way up. Interesting building. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, I wonder if that will fall over if a strong hurricane came through. Cause
that's like the city hall going back. They used to say the garage looked like the box the city hall came out of. I remember the ugliest building in the country. I'll let you go.
All right, buddy. It's good seeing you. Have a good rest of your night. I'm sure I'll see you out here another night.